Hey, Anthony Kalia here, ambassador for the Great MND Relay. Today, I'm standing out the front of a gentleman by the name of Trevor. Now, he has been described as a very personable, cricket-loving straight shooter. Now, he was only diagnosed with MND in July 2021. And today, I'll be speaking with him and his wife, Fran, about life before and after his diagnosis with MND. Let's head on inside. Trevor, Fran, thank you so much for allowing me to come into your home and speak to you about your life and your diagnosis with MND. But before we speak about that, apparently you come from a family of 12 siblings.
I was born in Barbados in the West Indies, and yes, there were 12 siblings. I actually lived in the UK and for a short while in the US, and then I came to Australia in 1978. But I visited a lot of other countries in my travels here.
And is that when you met, when you first
We met
came
in
to
London.
Australia?
We met in
Yeah.
London.
Oh, in London.
We met in London and she talked me into coming here.
She talked you into
Yeah,
coming.
yeah.
Life before MND, what did you do as a career? What were your hobbies?
I'm a registered nurse. I did my training in London. When I came to Australia, I worked mostly in mental health. I was very much into keeping fit, to go to the gym, and as you probably see the dumbbells out there, I did my own training at home.
Hear that you're a bit of a cricket fan?
I love cricket, yes.
You forgot to mention that. Did you play cricket as well?
No. You know, when you come from the West Indies, you have to like cricket.
Once you retired, it wasn't long after that you'd been diagnosed with MND.
The symptoms came probably,
Late 2020, yeah.
and it took a while before I got to see a neurologist who then did a whole lot of tests and then decided, look, with the process of elimination, we think it's MND.
Because
Yeah.
he'd lost a lot of weight prior
Yeah.
to that.
Probably about 38 kilograms altogether. Yeah.
In what amount of time?
Tried to lose some weight because
Yeah.
he was a bit overweight, and then it just fell off of him.
Yeah.
So by Christmas of 2020, I was concerned.
My first symptoms were I was noticing sometimes I'm sitting down and there was these little tremors in my legs. And I talked to my GP about it, and because I had been seeing a neurologist for some other issues, my GP said you should go and talk to them about it. She said, look, we might have to do some tests. It might be one of the motor neuron groups.
How has life changed for you since being diagnosed with MND?
The first thing is independence. When you're someone who's been doing the things I did, like I talk about working on cars, and you know, you lose your fine motor skills, and it's really frustrating. Things around the house, I have to depend on my wife to do a lot of things for me, like getting dressed sometimes. And I think I've become a little bit antisocial. I don't seem to want to go out and meet my friends as much as I used to. Most things you do, you're very exhausted by the end of doing anything these days.
Yeah. Do you mind me asking you, Fran, how this has changed your life?
Yeah, it's changed a lot because I need to be around to take care of him. I can't do what I want to do, basically, really, anymore.
Going back to that moment when you were given the diagnosis from your neurologist,
Yeah.
what went through your mind at that moment?
I had an inkling that it might be that because
Well, we're both nurses, so
Yeah,
we both
yeah.
knew what was possible.
when I first got the symptoms were the little tremors, I thought, oh no, I'm going to have Parkinson's or something. That was my first thought. And then I didn't feel too bad about it because I know people who've had it and, you know, they seem to do all right. But then when I heard it was motor neuron, I felt the worst, quite honestly.
Of course. And how many children do you have?
I've got Stephen over there, I've got Andrew, and I've got another son in London and 2 grandchildren.
So you've got a big family.
Yeah.
And have you been able to see them?
Not since.
Since.
No.
Unfortunately, the daughter-in-law has breast cancer,
Yeah.
so not easy for them to...
It's not easy for any of you.
No.
It's clearly challenging to live with this disease physically every day. How do you give your mind a break?
I just think that I've accepted it for what it is now, and that there's not a lot I can do about it myself. We know there's no cure for it, so you just have to live with it and accept it.
He's very stoic, I must admit, very stoic. It's frightening for me to know that I'm going to have to not only cope, but watch him live through that,
Mm.
if you know what I mean.
Your relationship with MND Victoria, talk to me through that, how MND Victoria got involved in your life and how they help you today.
Well, I'd say we were very fortunate. At the beginning, we were told that we were allocated an MND advisor, and she has been extremely wonderful. A shower chair,
The wedge for the bed.
a wedge for the bed, an alarm that I can use to call if I've got the ventilator on and you can't hear me.
Then we've also been given some money too to help pay for the physio that he's having at the moment.
How do you think of the future as a couple and as a family?
But we don't know how long this is going to go on for, so it's difficult. It's a beast.
Yeah, it is a beast. It's degenerative. You're just gonna get worse. You're not gonna get better. There's no cure for it. I think that you have to accept that there's going to be a gradual decline in your health.
It's cruel.
It's cruel. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for your time today and allowing me to come into your home and sharing your experience with MND. So thank you very much.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you for coming.
Of course.
Lovely to meet you, Anthony.
You too. Trevor is truly inspiring, and it was an absolute honour to be able to spend time with not only him, but his beautiful and supportive wife, Fran. He is definitely a fighter, and that's why I need you to get involved with the MND Relay. Go to mndrelay.org.au, register, donate, get down to the event, and I will see you there.